Alright, here's my review for Dante's Inferno. Now, I want to get right into this review, so I'm not really going to have much of an intro. I'm just going to say this game came out a couple days ago. It came out the same day as Bioshock 2, and I had to play this and Bioshock 2 at the same time because I rented both of them. So, yeah, what did I think of Dante's Inferno? You have to figure it out. You know, it's a hack and slash, and you kill things in hell. So, yeah, figure that out. Anyway, yeah, let's go on to the review. Okay, now story in Dante's Inferno is kind of like a wet dream for me because it's easy for me to explain it, and it was still entertaining, so it wasn't bad, and it's easy to explain. Pretty much, you are Dante, who is pretty much a soldier, you know, he's just like one of those badass soldiers. He, you know, for some reason sews some emblems into his skin for some reason. You know, he was badass. You could tell he's badass because he could sew things into his skin without going, ah, yeah, yeah. Well, actually, he does scream, and he's like, ow, but he does it anyway because he's badass. Dante is badass. So anyway, he's going back home, you know, because he's badass. He could go home to his wife and to his father, and then he goes home and finds out that his father has been killed, and his wife has been killed, and his wife's name is Beatrice. And he finds out that it is pretty much, I'll just say here, it's pretty much the devil that killed her. And now the devil brings Beatrice to hell, and now you have to go to hell to get her back, pretty much. Yep, it's pretty much the, oh, I lost a loved one, now I have to go get revenge or bring her back story. Or him story. Mostly her, though. Anyway, yeah, the story is simple, and I still enjoyed it, though, so, yeah, that's why I said it's like a wet dream for me. It's not bad, it's not fantastic, and it's not hard to explain, so, yeah. Anyway, yeah, the story's okay, so let's go on to sound. Okay, now sound in the game, the environment of hell and everything, you hear all the screaming of people going, ah, I'm burning, please help me, you're crushing my skull, you jerk, what are you doing? You know, and all the actual creatures and stuff, they all sound fantastic. But I have to admit, Dante himself, he's a little annoying because all he yells is Beatrice. I mean, you probably heard this from my reviewer also, but I swear to God, I was like, come on. I played it a little bit. He wasn't doing that the whole time. I played it much more. Yes, that's all he said. That's all he never talks about anything else besides there's one part where he talks about his father. There you go. And then he goes back to Beatrice. So yeah, I couldn't really love the character couldn't really like the character besides that he's badass. So yeah, that's the only aspect I liked about him. Besides, you know, he never said any cool one-liners. You know, he's not the Arnold Schwarzenegger of hell. He's just, you know, bullshit. You know, anyway, you know, he was kind of annoying, but I did like the voiceovers for everybody else, even Lucifer himself or Devil, whatever. He was cool. Yeah, his voice was cool. He was menacing. The girl that played Beatrice, she was good too. You know, just the voiceovers were decent overall. And the environmental effects, the environmental sounds and just the actual creatures and stuff, they sounded great. So overall, yeah, the special effects sounded great also. Just like, you know, Dante's powers, and he shoots big crosses at people, and it always goes shing shing. I'm like, Jesus power. Anyway, let's go on to the graphics. Alright, now the graphics in Dante's Inferno to me are actually fantastic, to be honest. The environment of hell, I mean, you know, the Inferno, the 9 circles of hell look fantastic, all of them. It definitely, a couple of them are definitely great. I can't really remember them, but there's a couple that was like, whoa. I think Gluttony, yeah, that one was disturbing as hell. That's where all the fat guys and stuff, you know, I'm not gonna ruin it. You have to play it, and you'll see. When you get to the circle of gluttony, oh my god, that's pretty disturbing. Anyway, yeah, hell itself looks disturbing. I thought the character models overall, the actual creatures and everything, you know, maybe Dante also looked cool. Yeah, they were great overall. I love the animation also, where it goes back to flashbacks and it shows like Dante's past or something, and it always has like animation. I thought the animation was really cool. Definitely different in one of these action games. And the special effects were also good, like your power-ups, they look great. Like I said, the holy cross, you could throw it at people, and don't think you actually get a wooden cross and throw it at people. You throw like a magical cross at someone, and you pretty much go Jesus power, like I said before, Jesus power, Jesus power. times 3 Jesus power, you know, all that stuff. I thought the graphics overall were probably the best part of the game. So yeah, so far I'm really liking this game, right? I really like the story, I really like the sound, I really like the graphics. So what could be bad? Okay, let's go on to the gameplay. Okay, now I just realized that I made it sound like the gameplay was bad. It's not bad, okay? It is the worst part of the game. It is really fun, I have to admit. The actual hack and slash is really fun. It does get a little tedious sometimes and repetitive, but, you know, it's still fun most of the time. But here's the big problem, the puzzles. The puzzles and the platforming are bad overall. I don't like the platforming, and you know what, the platforming is okay, I just don't like the puzzles. The puzzles just really try too hard to be clever, and they try too hard to be God of War. I'm sorry, I have to bring God of War up into this, but God of War is what really started most games like that. I mean, there probably was a couple games before that did, you know, this, well, like a badass action game with some badass puzzles, but they really try too hard to make it, you know, awesome puzzles, because they're just annoying, and sometimes they're just like the camera angles are a little weird, so you won't be able to see what you have to move and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of weird, but overall, the gameplay is still fun. I mean, you still have, you know, the Holy Cross, you know, Jesus power, all that stuff. You still have some cool hack and slash. You can also upgrade your powers with holy and unholy powers, which is kind of cool. And you also find people around hell, and you can actually either absolve them, which pretty much like brings them to heaven, frees all their sins and pretty much brings them to heaven, or you could just punish them and kill them, and, well, obviously, and leave them in hell so they could burn for all eternity. And if you do the absolve, you get bonus souls, so you could bring that to upgrades, and you can upgrade yourself to holy and unholy, and it's kind of confusing, but there's upgrades, and you can kill people and get souls, and souls are pretty much currency for upgrades. So yeah, it's definitely a fun gameplay, but still, the hack and slash is really fun, even though it gets a little repetitive sometimes. But the puzzles overall I don't like, and the platforming I don't like. So yeah, it's definitely going to drop the gameplay down. So overall, I think it is worth a rent. Go rent it. It's still fun, but don't expect a fantastic game. Kind of disappointed, but still a good game overall. So there you go. I am Gordon Movie God, and I like pie. You know, I did that before for my BioShock 2 review. Might as well do it for this one, right? Yeah, it wasn't funny before. Ain't funny this time. Anyway, I like pie.